2025 looks like it's going to be one of the best years yet for games. Rockstar's making a comeback, apparently. Nintendo's cooking up the Switch 2, and we don't even know what other developers have planned yet. I fully expect those things to come in the second half of the year though, but while we wait, the first few months of the year are absolutely stacked as is, especially February, like goddamn, I don't even know if I'll have time to play everything. Here's 7 games that I'm really looking forward to in Q1 2025. You know, I don't think I've actually dived into any mainline Dynasty Warriors games since I bought Dynasty Warriors 5 on the PS2 when I was a kid. My experience with Musou-style games extends as far as the various tie-in games, and even then I haven't played many of them. Berserk and the Band of the Hawk is probably the most I've gotten out of this franchise, and since Dynasty Warriors 9 failed spectacularly back in 2018, I haven't had much desire to check it out, until now. Dynasty Warriors Origins promises to be the most newcomer-friendly game in the franchise since the original game. It's a reboot that, to my understanding, is going to remix the story and characters, but am I really going to be picking this up for the story? No, I'm just here to mindlessly hack and slash my way through waves and waves of enemies. There is a bit of repetition in this franchise, but as long as I can just turn my brain off and get into the flow of the combat with no distractions, then I'm set. And the demo was pretty fun too, so I think I'll pick it up provided that it doesn't review as poorly as 9. I am unapologetically a sucker for Assassin's Creed, and for Ubisoft games in general. Much like the Dynasty Warriors games, they're the perfect switch your brain off and have fun kind of experience. And unlike most people on the internet, I actually enjoyed Valhalla quite a bit, and the fact that it's been over 4 years since it came out means I'm definitely ready for more of it. And it looks like Ubisoft has listened, as Shadows seems to bring back a lot of what made the older games so iconic, like actual stealth mechanics in a stealth game. The setting being feudal Japan is also quite exciting. It's been requested for years, so much so that other developers have beaten Ubisoft to the punch, no pun intended. I really hope that the delay means we'll get a more complete game rather than the semi-broken messes that Ubisoft manages to put out. And please God, just stick to what you're best at. I don't want some tacked on gimmick where you only level up by completing this random character's questline. Just give me an EXP system and normal skill tree, just like the good old days of Ubisoft, and we're golden. Aspyr did a phenomenal job on the Tomb Raider 1-3 remasters, so much so that I and many others really wanted this next set of games to get the same treatment. Honestly, I'm not super keen on 4 and 5, but Angel of Darkness, I have some serious nostalgia for that game. I mean, yeah, it is crap, like really bad. Buggy, terrible to control, way too long. But I don't know, man. The story is pretty campy, but quite dark. Like, it's trying to do this gothic horror thing, and I appreciate that about it. It has a very unique atmosphere for the franchise. Running around the streets of Paris with those janky graphics and those tacked-on RPG mechanics, all I want is some bug fixes and smoother controls and I'm sold. Please don't disappoint me, Aspyr. Obsidian seems to reject the notion that Avowed is their answer to Skyrim. I mean, I don't blame them, but any first-person open-world fantasy RPG is going to draw comparisons to Bethesda's Opus. But Obsidian promises something quite a bit smaller in scope, something more akin to their previous work, The Outer Worlds. A game that I wasn't too fond of, but Avowed looks to be doing quite a bit more that has me interested. Honestly, I can't think of another game in this style with such a focus on dynamic combat. Sorry Obsidian, but I'm going to do it. The Elder Scrolls has never had good combat. In fact, it's arguably always been the weakest part of the franchise, but Avowed's combat system looks quite a bit more complex and honestly really engaging. Oh, and it has a third-person mode, so they really aren't beating the allegations. The Yakuza series seems to get wackier and wackier with each game, and since the studio loves to recycle its maps, there's no way they were just going to one and done Infinite Wealth Hawaii. That said, if you told me they were just going to rip off Black Flag and go full-on fantasy on us, well, honestly, I wasn't that shocked when this game was revealed. We don't have enough pirate games, and although my knowledge of the greater Yakuza universe isn't too rich, I don't think I'm going to have any more trouble than anyone else when it comes to dissecting the expected zaniness of this game's concept. And the Black Flag comparison doesn't seem to be unwarranted at all. The naval combat looks like it's been ripped straight from Assassin's Creed, but that's not a bad thing though. I don't have any idea how big this game's going to be. I don't expect it to be anywhere near the size of some of these mainline Like a Dragon games. But as long as there's just enough to the oceans that I feel like I'm on a proper adventure, I'll be more than happy. Also, I absolutely love the fact that Sega pushed the release date forward in order to give us more time to play it before the next game. Yes, Monster Hunter Wilds. After getting my feet wet with World, I completely dove into Monster Hunter with Rise and haven't really looked back since. The franchise has some of the most exciting battles in the entire industry. The complexity of each weapon's moveset rivals some fighting games, and there's such a flow to the combat that no other game has come close to replicating. So putting these mechanics into a big open world, yes please. Other devs have attempted to move to an open world structure and failed miserably. But if I trust anyone to do it well, it's Capcom. They've been on a winning streak since Biohazard came out, and they don't seem to show any signs of stopping. The beta of Wilds was more than enough to make it a day one purchase for me. I don't need any more convincing. Okay, obligatory Souls-like entry because of course. It's my life goal to play every Souls-like game in existence, at least all the major ones. I can't get enough of them, but this one looks genuinely fun, and it's been promoted quite heavily too. The thing about Souls-likes though is that unless you're playing it, you have absolutely no idea if it's going to be good or not. Like, the combat sure looks weighty, fluid and pretty fun, but it could still control like crap, and just not feel quite right. From the gameplay though, it's full of all the staples, with Bloodborne style dodging and Sekiro deflections. It's shaping up to be one of the better Souls-likes out there. I'm not familiar with Dungeon and Fighter at all though, like I have no idea what it even is and I'm too lazy to look it up, so I hope it's going to be somewhat easy to follow. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for today. I know that there's a lot of games that I haven't mentioned, but if there's any that I've missed that you are excited for, then let me know. But until next time, I'll see you in the next video.